Good evening. Does everyone see my hand? Does everyone see my hand? I'm over here. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Dunstan DeBeek, General Manager of Todd Synder for the Boston area. I want to thank you and welcome you guys to Todd Synder Chestnut Hill. This is the Influencer Thursday series that we normally run down in the Seaport area, but we've opened this beautiful space and we've also wanted to introduce that concept at this location. So I just want to say thank you all for making time and coming down tonight. That's it? That's it? What do you guys think of the story? Amazing. Thank you. But we are here to celebrate somebody that you all are familiar with. The Thursday Influencer Series is really based upon just highlighting people and celebrating people that are making an impact within their industry, within their network at the same time, but also giving them the opportunity to kind of speak about their journey and how they got to where they are today. So today we are celebrating Terrence Lomax. I don't want to go too deep into the introduction to him. I'll let him speak for himself about who he is and where he represents.
Yeah, hey, first of all, this is hot. Thank you guys for coming out, man. I appreciate all this. It's crazy to see, man, just all this love, all this. Speaker. Oh, are you a little closer? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I got a lot of love for you guys. I appreciate everybody being here. It's crazy to see all these people from all walks of my life, the last 40 years. We are celebrating my 40th birthday, but it was actually in August. So people saying happy birthday, just know that. It's okay though. Yeah. You want to tell you about where I'm from and all that good stuff?
Yeah, just.
Yeah, I currently looking into my story. I hope it can inspire people. I hope it can. IG Live. Yes, currently I run the agency Journi, and we will get into what that is and how I got there, but basically we build amazing, standout, magnetic personal brands for top real estate agents across the nation, but some of them are in the building right now. We do it in the social media space. I love the work. I've been doing entrepreneurship for 15 years now. It's been a wild journey, and no pun intended, and a lot of you have been here for a part of the way, and I'm just so thankful, so leave it at that.
Amazing. Let's give it up for that. So as we are celebrating Journi and his journey, we also like to bring it back to the brand, and we talk about what inspires him within his space when it comes to fashion. Before we got here today, Terrence came by and walked the store and looked at some pieces that inspired him. So what we like to do is kind of bridge that and have him talk about what inspires him about Todd Synder and the pieces that stand out to him and how that fits into his lifestyle, his day-to-day, and you can continue.
Yeah, so the first one, this would be a short coat, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, this one stood out to me. I love browns, especially when it gets to the fall time. It has this like vintage feel. Honestly, going through this process, I started to realize like, man, I kind of do like really gravitate towards like the 50s, 60s kind of timeless vibe. And I just love the pattern. I love the pattern. It's simple. It just screams fall, it screams New England to me, but it still screams like swag to me too. And then, my beautiful stylist over here, she helped me out and added the handkerchief on there to me. So this is something that I feel I could like get on the plane with if I'm going to a conference or if I'm going to a client meeting, and it screams like, business casual, but not like, okay, I'm suited and booted about to like, be a lawyer going to work or something like that. No disrespect to any lawyers in the building, but you get it.
All right, next piece.
This piece, this just screams like Italian wear to me. Again, back to the browns. I probably would have did another color if they had it, but like a navy, but I like the texture on it. There is a navy one over there as well, but I like this one specifically because of it's called side tabs, yeah, which basically means you don't need a belt. And that is like, I don't know, it's just like so basically when you put it on, you can tighten it from the sides. It's a little cleaner than having the belt like I do now. And it's something different. If there are people who wear dress pants, it's like, okay, yeah, we could do this, but we could do it without the belt, with the side tab, real Italian, kind of like mob vibes, and you know, that type of stuff, yeah. And then this one, what would you call this one?
Sports your white by a silky.
Yeah, this one, super clean. Yeah, this is just something, this feels like a piece if I was on the road or I didn't want to think too much but still wanted to be clean but just a little bit different. I could put this on with some trousers, put it on even with like a nice jean, nice loafer. It just screams, I don't know, it just screams timeless elegance, Italian. It's just, yeah, that's what I got from that one. I'm sorry, man. And then anybody who knows me knows navy is my favorite color. So this one just screamed out to me. And I would actually love this in a whole suit, honestly. If this could, oh my God, this with like a nice clean brown buttery loafer, like, oh yeah. And then I'm a sucker for like the sport coat because I like this part. It's like, it's a little more casual. Sorry, you guys can't see it. What do you call that?
The patch pocket.
Yeah, see, that's why he's an expert. Patch pocket. I'm a big fan of the patch pocket because it's business, but it's still like relaxed. It's like we can go have a cup of cappuccino or something after this, and I'm not feeling like I'm still back at work. You know what I mean? So yeah, love that one. Love the pinstripes. I'm not a big pinstripe fan, but this specifically one, and the wool is beautiful. If you guys get a chance to touch it, touch it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing, thank you. Give it up, give it up. Were there any standout pieces as you guys were kind of mingling around that stood out? Ready to shop, ready to shop? Everyone's getting
No belt.
dance with no belt. I always say, you know, you don't have to match your belt with your shoes if you're wearing side tabs.
My mama said you always gotta put a belt on. So I always have a belt on.
Well, yeah, thank you for that. You know, it's always good for us to align fashion with someone's career because, you know, we are in a space of business to be able to, you know, help people put their best foot forward. So as stylists and as brand owners and business-minded people, allowing people to kind of create their own look and find that look is always a difficult thing, but that's why we're here, you know, to be able to help that process go seamlessly. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. So yeah, Terrence, tell us about Journi and how was your journey getting there and what you guys actually do?
Yeah, so can I go back to the origin?
Please.
Okay, so yeah, this is the part I've been like wanting to talk about for a while. It's crazy because there's so many people in this room that have been a part of that, but my entrepreneurship journey started from, man, honestly, probably high school. So I'm 40, so that's like 20, that's a little more than 20 years ago. But the first business I actually had, my mom was in the building. Can we clap it up for my mom's, by the way? She's right behind me. Yeah. So, yeah, shout out to my mom. Man. She's retired. Shout out to her retiring. Did we get it? She just retired? Yeah. Okay, so yes, when I first started, my entrepreneurship started because I wanted Air Jordans back in the 90s. And my mom, she was doing fine, but she was just like, you don't need no you don't need no Air Jordans, boy. You'll be fine with XYZ. She's like, if you want them, you have to go work for them. So I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna go work for them. So I had jobs, but it was just like, man, if you were around in the 90s, you just know how crazy that was and how the releases were going anyway. So I was like, okay, I can't do this fast enough, and we're always gonna stay legal. You know, it was always about, she was like, whatever you do, you better do something legal. I was like, no problem, we can do that. So what I started to do, I was playing basketball with a lot of guys on the court. They were wearing the brand new Jordans while we were playing. And they were messing them up because their moms were buying it for them. They usually get like 1 or 2 pair of Jordans. And then they were wearing them playing basketball, messing them up. And I would start by asking them, would they sell me the Jordans while we were playing basketball, like after the pickup game or whatever. And they thought I was crazy. They're like, why would you want my old Jordans? I'm like, yeah, I just want them, don't worry. And they're like, you're gonna give me money for them? I'm like, yeah. So I gave them like, you know, Jordans might have been like 110. We had chore money because I was mopping the floor and taking out trash. She would give me like an allowance. So I would use that money and I would buy it off their feet. Now, this is when the best part comes in. I would come back home and this is real entrepreneurship. I was in the tub cleaning off the Jordans with soap and water. And she was like, boy, you better get these out of my tub because sand was all in the tub. Remember this? But this is what I had to do because I would repackage them and then I would bring them in my backpack. I would leave some books that I probably shouldn't use it for school, and I brought them to school and I would represent them to kids at the school. And they'd be like, oh, they thought they were basically brand new. So they would give me more money than I paid for them. Supply and demand. I was learning entrepreneurship on the spot. So I might charge them $70 for something I bought for $30, and I would just keep this process going until I could get a new pair. And then I had a fresh pair, and I would really take care of that pair. And next thing you know, at the height of this, it was a picture I wanted to put up here, but I couldn't frame it and everything. But we got featured in this went out into I was into college, and I had 70 pairs of sneakers, and the school found me and were like, "We're gonna do a feature on you." They thought it was about hype, what they call hype beats now, or sneakers, but I was running the business out of my dorm room in school. So anyway, that was the start of that journey. That was super long. Sorry.
So with Journi now, you do marketing for real estate agents, help them present their personal brand. Speak to about that.
Yes, so fast forwarding 20 years. So I got into film when I was really early, when I was in high school. Then I went to school for college. In college, I went to school for marketing. After I was done with school, I was heavily interested in the music industry. And I started a digital music magazine at the time. Everybody was in here remembers PM Live, remembers Progress Magazine. So, yeah, that was a huge time. And that was an amazing time in my life. And eventually from that, the music artists started to say, can you make my music video for me? Because we were featuring them on at the time, the blog or on the digital music magazine. As I got into that became a whole career. And then I ended up going into the corporate space at Boston Globe, Boston.com, where I started to realize where we were making the creative, the video, and it was making an emotional connection. But I started to realize the business behind video. Like once I got to the corporate space, I was like, oh wow, this is how they see it. They don't see it the way I see it. And I actually ended up, it was great because we were in there, it was an incubator, we had our office, I think it was Think Forward now at this point, Think Forward Media Productions, and it was running out of the Boston Globe office. But I started to get a disdain for traditional advertising, honestly, because I saw the type of money that was being spent, and I was like, we should be spending that a different way. I don't think it's really effective. It's a big waste. In my opinion, it was a lot of waste of money, which clicked on for me hey, maybe we could start getting into personal branding and actually making content that connects with people, that people care about, that actually builds rapport over time. Hence why the name Journi came. Because I was like, okay, if someone meets you in January and you put out content for a whole year, they're going on a journey with you to trust you, to learn from you, and ultimately they're more bought into your story. To me, that was a better way to market and a more efficient and effective way to market than what I was seeing from just paying $10,000 to put your stuff on a magazine or traditional advertising. Sorry if anybody's in traditional advertising, but that's how I feel.
Let's talk about the challenges and successes, from making that pivot to Journi and really finding that core niche of your focus. What are some of the successes that you've had, and what are some of the challenges you faced?
I think, there's a lot there, but I would say that I think just finding a niche, I think picking a niche, and I go through this, some of my clients are in the building, shout out Brooke, I know you're here in the back, so we go through this all the time. But finding a niche, picking a niche, I was working with plastic surgeons before that, private schools, trying to figure out this whole personal brand element. But when I got to the real estate, the one thing that helped me pick that niche was I realized that they are the product. So they can't sell what they're doing because the people are buying into them first. And I think the light bulb went off, they need personal brand more than anything else because the product is them, not like a t-shirt or something else, it's them. So I also saw that industry was extremely outdated as far as where digital marketing was going, where my background, video production and content was going. And I was like, this is a space where I think I can really make an impact and help them kind of catch up to the times. And it's extremely important to them. And I think my clients feel that, know that too. So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, it does. With being in the digital world that we're in, how did you find that differentiator to present to your clients that anyone could just go with a phone themselves and make a video and post it? So what are some things you focus on so that these are successful posts and you can see the ROI on that?
That's a great question. Yeah, I always say, and this is something I would challenge anybody building anything, is know what you're really in the business of. Because yes, on paper, the service stack is, we do brand strategy, social content strategy, video production, and social media management. But what I'm actually in the business of is in the business of changing the perception and changing their position in the market. Because maybe they were working with first-time home buyers, but now they want to work with, investors or commercial properties. It's like, okay, but you have to change your position. So we need to use all these tools to actually change the position. That's number one. Number two, create a stronger connection with people. That's why we're doing the work. It's not just put out stuff to like, hey, look at me, I'm cute. It's like, no, put out something that actually makes someone understand and help them educate and inspire them so that they say, you know what, I trust you, you're a resource. That's all I'm trying to do is create a resource. So, and then predictability and lead flow. If you do this long enough, you end up, it's like compound interest when you're investing. It's like, yes, you go buy a billboard ad, but it ends in 30 days and your $10,000 is gone. But when you build brand, it's forever. Right? You're building the stack and you stack and you stack, and then eventually you don't even have to work it anymore, but that work is still working for you. It's evergreen. So does that make sense?
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you for that. If you had any words for someone just starting out, maybe it's in the digital space or maybe it's just in entrepreneurship, like what's one thing you would have them focus on or get it with to start?
I think everything that I've ever done has been off passion first. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, that may lead you astray. And maybe it does, but honestly, you'll enjoy the journey better. The money comes and goes, and at this point, I have a daughter now, so I don't even, the money it means a lot, but what means more to me is time freedom and, preparing myself to have entrepreneurship be a place where I can get to her game or go to her thing, because, my mom wasn't able to do that as much because she was working, you know what I mean? So, if they were starting off, I would say, what are you really passionate at? What does the world need? And finding that gap, the space between that. Because what you're passionate about, it's hard, it's not easy. So if you're doing something you're passionate about and there's a place to service the world with it, I feel like, there's a better chance it's gonna work out. And even if it doesn't, you'll push harder, longer. Does that make sense? So that would be my answers. Follow your passion and be self-aware. Are you really good at this thing? Are you doing it because somebody else is doing it? Or are you doing it because you truly want to do it? I just feel like that's led me from the Jordans to the music video, to the film work, to the brand strategy work. That's always been do I wake up inspired? Do I wake up, I want to do this? Do I like who I'm serving? Those are things I think about. I think those are transferable.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you. At this point, we'd like to pass it to the crowd. If anyone has a question that has popped in their mind, hearing what he's been saying, please don't hesitate. No questions about a question.
What's next? Terrence Lomax.
That was my question.
At this point, I'm in a season where I'm building up a team because there's only so many people I can service alone, and it's been kind of cool to build up, the generation that's after and learning leadership. And I have social media managers, I have filmmakers, I have photographers, I have copyright people, and it's like aligning that vision and making sure everyone's on the same ship going forward. And it sounds good in theory, but it's hard to do because people are, So I would say just continuing on that path, being better at leadership, giving people putting people in the right opportunities so that they can thrive. Even with Todd Synder, it's like, should they be at this store or the other store? Why? These things I think about a lot more than I used to. But this world is crazy. This world is crazy. And then also the social media space is crazy and marketing is crazy. So I can't tell you where the next thing is, but I know I will always be thinking forward, and I will always be asking myself again, am I passionate about this? Where does the passion lie? Where does my talent lie? And that's kind of like my North Star going forward. So sorry if that wasn't so detailed, but
Yeah. Anyone else?
Do you ever think that you will pivot from the real estate to another part of, whatever you're doing?
Yeah, basically, like, if I'll ever leave that industry.
To go to something
Yes,
else?
yes. Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like the benefit of picking a niche is you can go deep, and I feel that I actually won a lot of clients because they're like, you specialize in my field, like you're not just working with this, So I would absolutely love to explore that, but I don't feel like I've gone deep enough in this niche. I really want to do more. You know what I mean? Like I look at larger agent brands, and I'm like, okay, I want to get my clients to that level, whatever that means. But yes, absolutely, I think that what's being done in the real estate space, it could work for a chiropractor, it could work for, a landscaper or so forth. So I'm willing and open to explore that, but I think the wisdom in me is like, let's lock in on a niche and be the best in this niche. But I'm open to it. Great question, though.
Yeah, good.
How do you deal with burnout? Because I've watched your journey, and I know being a one-man team, for the most part, I know you're building out your team now. How have you dealt with burnout to get from where you were before to where you are now?
Yeah, man, I think it's a great question. What you're talking about essentially helped me get more aligned with the spiritual part of myself. So that means meditation. That means taking time to, step away a little bit. I don't mind going, like taking a vacation. I don't see it as like you're running away. I feel it's like you're recharging to restart. Because I've actually burnt out before, and it's not a great feeling. You know what I mean? And at that point, you're on the brink of hospital, right? You're on the brink of like, I can't do anything, and that's not a service to anybody. So I think just being more mindful of work-life balance. But it's hard, and especially when you're passionate about it. You're passionate about it, so you don't want to stop, but it's like, you gotta manage this. This is a marathon. You start off fast and you wheeze it in the back.
Take one more.
I would just say spirituality, family, has inserted itself in, or more so infused itself in their journey.
I think that, that's a great question. You guys are good, man. I think that spirituality helped me understand myself better and also understand others better. So I feel like in branding, the first thing you're doing is you're figuring out the identity of somebody else. You're figuring out what's uniquely valuable about it and how can we spotlight those things. That takes empathy. And so I think the empathy came from the spirituality. I feel like the more I dug into that lane and like, what are we here for? What is our soul's purpose? All that stuff. I started to see it easier in clients. And I think it became a better starting point. You know what I'm saying? And I think overall, getting back to the work-life balance, my beautiful wife, clap it up for Juliana on the back. She supports me on that journey. We meditate. We used to meditate before we we need to get back to that, by the way. We used to meditate together, but I think, honestly, having someone that understands the value of stepping away and taking some time for yourself and getting back aligned, I think that's huge for family and for life,
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. What did you guys think of that?
Yeah, that's done something for that.
Where's Sunny?
She's with the babysitter.
So definitely feeling inspired by all of that and hearing your journey. What we like to do here at Todd Snyder is, with the Influencer series, is provide some form of inspiration and education and all of that. So inside of our shopping bags, there's always a message in the shopping bag. So I always like to end these with that message that's in the bag, that you can never be overdressed and overeducated. Also wow. So that's something that we push, where we're always teaching, learning, and inspiring. So I'd like to thank you all for coming to Influencer Thursdays, the first one at Chestnut Hill location. There is one next week at Seaport, same time.
It's next week,
Next Thursday.
I can't do that.
So we appreciate you guys being here with us this evening, and be on the lookout for the next one.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
touch it.
What's up, vlogs? What's up? Say what's up.
Yo, we doing what we gotta do when we gotta do it.
Yes, sir.
Check it out.
How we feeling? How we feeling?
Feeling good, feeling good.
Yes, sir.
Let me see that bag. We've been at it for a long time.